Are you looking at cutting your health insurance premiums by as much as 20 to 30%? Are you aging into Medicare and need help finding a Medicare supplement plan? Call Drew Moak of USA Benefits Group at 601-953-8449. Drew is an Ole Miss grad located in Mississippi and licensed in 7 states. He works with the nation's second largest health insurance brokerage with access to 35 different carriers, and he can help you with any of your health insurance needs. From regular health plans to life insurance to dental and vision and even Medicare, he has it all covered. Now more than ever, it is critical to have a health insurance agent who is local and accessible. So call Drew Moak at 601-953-8449 and get your free quote today.
Talk of Champions, Short Sessions.
Long story short,
a bye week for Ole Miss football, but Ole Miss baseball, they're still rolling. He's Ole Miss hitting coach Mike Clement. Hey, buddy, what's up?
How are you? No bye weeks over here. No bye weeks. We're playing straight through.
No days off. You know, it's like, no days off.
So, right? Per NCAA compliance, we have to have 1 day off a week. So we will adhere to that always to not go into compliance prison.
How is it right now? 3 weeks in, 2 weeks in, 2 full weeks, right?
Yeah, three weeks of inter squads in, but yeah, two full weeks of practice and all of that. So oddly enough, coming up on the halfway point of the fall.
What's really stood out to you the most? Like, what's the number one thing when people say, "Hey, how's it going out there?" that you make sure to say, "Yep, this is something."
Our guys out of the portal are good,
which is that's important.
Good. Very important. Very important.
Need that
baseball team, but they have been. I guess when you're a coach, what we expected, but a couple of them even more than that. And I'm speaking more from the offensive side. I don't know the laughing coach. I don't know what they would say maybe from the pitching side, but man, they were huge pickups at the time we picked them up. And they've proven to be, and the thing you don't know, like personalities and but there's certainly some alphas in the group and some leadership and all of those things. So not only good baseball players, which we kind of knew, and I think our fans knew. You can look at stats, you can if you want to YouTube, watch swings and all of that, and that stuff works. You don't know how they're going to mix into the locker room and all that, and it's been to this point pretty seamless. So got a scrimmage or a fall game against Jacksonville State this weekend, so it'll be good to see someone in a different uniform in the other dugout and all of that. But so far so good.
I'm going to do it to you now. So Jacksonville State, who bats third?
So
see, you and I agree, but 5 doesn't. That the best hitter should bat second, but for Ole Miss purposes, the best hitter here bats third. So who bats third?
So you're saying who is our best hitter?
Yeah.
Jackson.
But I was trying to be cute about it. It didn't work.
Yeah. Jackson Ross. So Jackson Ross is probably going to be one of the older players in the SEC. Junior from Lakeland, Florida. Mm-hmm. Junior college, FAU. To here, he probably got overlooked because the Shanuel kid from FAU was like the 11th pick of the draft, and then the Angels sent him to the big leagues. Basically, he had 60 minor league at bats and played in the big leagues this year at the end of the year with the Angels. And he probably went a little more under the radar until he came here, and then obviously because of the following of our program and all of that, I think people's eyes were opened up to what he is. And he was the last guy that we got out of the portal. And it was a perfect piece because we were pretty left-handed hitting dominant. And Laugh and I talked a lot about, man, we'd love a middle of the order right-handed bat. That's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. And he came open and we were able to beat Florida to get him. And he has 32 plate appearances, 24 at bats, 6 home runs, 7 walks, 1 strikeout, OPS of almost 2,000 so far this fall. He is just an incredibly mature hitter, doesn't chase, strike zone discipline, a little bit like Gonzo. I mean, he's a right-handed hitter, but a far different player, but disciplined to take the balls and swing at the strikes like Jacob was, and incredibly mature. He's been not even as advertised. He's been better than we expected. And I think, he's on a little bit of a heater, obviously, to start the fall. And I'm not expecting that, he's going to have an OPS of 2,000 this spring, but he's
Clem, what if he did though?
Then he's got a great hitting coach. I think that's the deal.
There you go. Well said.
But he's been special. And the thing that doesn't, like we've talked about in the past, the thing that's most impressive to me about him, we knew he had power, we knew he could hit, that doesn't go into slumps really, is the ability to walk. And so when you have a power type hitter that's going to have a lot of extra base hits, that doesn't swing and miss a ton, man, at the college level, well, at any level, but at our level, that's rare. And he's going to be that guy. Closely behind him is Andrew Fisher. Transfer.
That's what I was going to ask about next. See, you already knew where I was going.
Crazy power. And he's kind of the guy I was talking about as far as the he's an alpha, man. Like, he is from New Jersey. Whatever the stereotype of the New Jersey Shore.
And I say he's like Mikey D or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know that
man.
show very well, but like I mean this with complete sincerity and affection towards the kid. I love him. He is the Jersey Shore meathead, like super strong and like big power. A ton of,
that guy.
His dad is a high school wrestling coach, and so he's got a little bit of that mentality to him. Man, he's given us a shot in the arm, like in our locker room, with energy and the way he approaches every day. Our fans are going to love him.
Sopranos is what you're getting at. He's a Sopranos, New Jersey kind of guy.
Yeah, hot take. I haven't watched that either.
What?
Did you know I've never logged into Netflix in my life?
Really?
Never.
Well, that just means that you're more, more free person than the rest of us drones, man.
Well, I watch a lot of live sports. Like, I could, if it's the winter time and it's Tuesday night, I got no problem. I got no problem flipping on the New Jersey Devils against the Rangers. Like, I have hockey going.
You would rather watch hockey? Do you understand hockey?
Like,
I don't understand.
No,
yeah,
not great.
That's why I can't. That's why I watch, instead of watching, the Devils versus the Canucks, I'm gonna watch, the Sopranos, because I don't understand what I'm watching. It'd be like walking into a foreign country and being like, where do I buy my groceries? I don't know.
The last show I have watched that it was like appointment television for me, like, hey, I'm gonna every Tuesday it comes on at 7 on CBS or whatever, was The Office. And so since The Office ended, I
feel like prestige TV. I was talking about this last night with my wife, because we have really great conversations, just like this. Everybody wants to talk about this stuff. When's the last time everybody in the world gathered around their TV to watch something?
Yeah. In our household growing up, now again, everybody's clicking off this podcast right now, but
who gives a shit? It's mine.
The only time we could, as we gathered as a family to eat dinner, the only time the TV could be on would be if the Wonder Years were on. So we watched the Wonder Years a lot.
Best, man.
My parents were big on Cheers also.
Never seen Cheers.
MASH, but MASH was super boring to me as a kid, but my parents loved it.
MASH devastated me with its ending.
The current Clement family, the Mississippi Clement family, not a show watching family. It's live sports.
Bluey, something like that.
Yeah. Superhero shows.
Oh, heck yeah. Get them on Spider-Man, because anybody could have been bitten by the spider. That's the point. Anyway,
going to be Captain America for Halloween.
Pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. You should be Winter Soldier, You should be Bucky Barnes. It'd be dope. Walk around with that like steel arm.
We've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. Take advantage of weekly blackjack tournaments and a brand new collection of high-end games for a chance at real cash rewards. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in your hands. And the best part is you don't even need to wear pants. Your adventure at the MyBookie Casino begins today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code TOC for Talk of Champions, TOC. That's promo code TOC to secure yourself a sweet deposit bonus. And that's not all, because their revamped loyalty program ensures that you'll be showered with rewards, including free spins, cashback offers, and a host of exclusive VIP perks. The more you play, the more you win. Play anytime, anywhere with the MyBookie Casino. And make sure to check out MyBookie for all your gaming needs at www.mybookie.ag. That's www.mybookie.ag.
All right. Moving back, you talked about Fisher, you talked about Ross. Anybody else? It doesn't have to be necessarily any of the transfers either, because there are a number of guys like Will Furness comes to mind that you're relying on to be big parts of this too. You know, it's not just completely transfer dependent.
Yeah, well, the next name that comes up, at least for me, is also a new player, Campbell Smithwick, who, you know, probably our most decorated guy to show up on campus. We talked about him the last time I was on. He's continued to hit. He's hitting over 400 this fall, has hit home runs. He's been really good. Just, again, similar to Ross in the fact that mature beyond his years, has been committed to us forever, obviously moved to Oxford, all of that stuff. But he's been great. A couple returners that have played really well. Leger has 4 home runs and has played great, has taken good at bats. Judd Utermark got banged up a little bit last weekend, but off to a really good start. You know, really challenged him as far as strike zone discipline. And he's done a wonderful job with that. Burf has had a good fall. Reagan Burford hit a couple home runs this weekend and has played really well. So it's a pretty good mix. Another freshman guy that probably got overlooked a little bit in the recruiting class. We committed him late. There was a coaching change from an assistant coach standpoint at Texas, and he decommitted. Is a kid named Braden Randall, left-handed hitter, got a real edge to him, middle infielder who can really play defense. Those are some of the names, and there's more. I'm sure I'm skipping people. Trayson Hughes, Luke Hill, the other transfer guys have been really good as advertised. But yeah, we've swung it really well through 3 weeks, and I'm excited about the offensive part of it.
Well, kind of the last thing then, I know you really can't speak to Laugh and, you know, the pitching staff, all these things, but from your vantage point, who we talked about Sonye, Quinn, a number of guys that will be relied upon, but Liam comes in from, I guess, Charlotte, wherever it was.
Carolina, yeah.
I was close. There are a number of arms that look impressive on paper. I was just curious if they were as advertised from a hitting standpoint. Who's the toughest at bat right now?
I think Quinn is the toughest from my eyes. Quinn is the toughest
velocity.
at bat. Yeah, and it's he's always had the really hard slider, but it is, man, I don't know. His average fastball is probably over 95 miles an hour so far this fall, which is huge development for him. And he's throwing like a mid-80s slider. He's been good. He hasn't gotten touched up much at all. He's kind of rolled through his outings, and he's got the makings of being really good. Some of the new guys that have impressed me, looking at the lens of how we take at bats against them. Wes Mendez, freshman left-hander from Tampa, has been really good. Ryan Rodriguez is a junior college left-hander who's pitched really well. Gunnar Dennis from Meridian Community College has been good. Liam Doyle shown signs of being really good. I think he's gotten a chance to have a special fastball. So, yeah, there's certainly been some bright spots. Sonye's pitched great too, and I know we've talked about Quinn and Sonye and Rivas and those guys, but our fans kind of know what those guys are, know who they are. Those are some of the new names that, at least just off the top of my head, stick out as far as they've had some really good outings.
Well, it gets to the, I think, most important question after 3 weeks of assessment and then thinking about or projecting forward to February, whatever it is. By the way, I'm trying to convince my wife to go to Hawaii and come and say, oh, we can write it off as a tax write-off. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a business trip. You're covering the team.
See, Clem, you get it, man. My question is, could I be down in the dugout at any point?
You can be wherever you want to be.
Let's go. Anyway. I think the most important question is in preparing for all these things is depth of roster in comparison to last year, because once the injuries happened last year, there was no coming back from it, right? I mean, you had to have Hunter Elliott come back. He couldn't. It was over, right? So depth of roster, it's easy to say now because it's all kind of fresh and new, and it does look good. I feel like depth of roster is better. Is that a fair assessment?
I think it's fair, certainly, and we're no different than anybody else in the country. Name a school. There are certainly a couple players that you have to have, right? Like if there's a certain number of players, a handful of players that if they go down, it's going to be really hard to fill their shoes.
Right.
And that's no different with this team. But as speaking to the depth, it's better arms with better stuff on a deeper level than what we had a year ago, I think. As we sit here in
Certainly,
October,
more left-handers, right?
no doubt, it's
Finally.
the most. We were talking just a couple minutes ago in a staff meeting about who's going to throw this weekend against Jacksonville State, and we're throwing 10 arms, 5 of which are left-handers, which is crazy for us and a good thing. But yeah, I think the depth of the position player group, which is really a question of mine, and obviously it's my responsibility in the recruiting process, that made me nervous after last year with so many older guys that had been around that left our program. And we knew that was coming, but we filled those gaps really well, both with freshmen and a junior college guy or two, but also through the portal, which we talked about. So I love the depth of our team, and it's good. And I guess, shoot, everyone would say that probably this time of year. Certainly we need to stay healthy at certain spots, but
Here's
yeah.
the question for you. Here's the last one for you.
Yeah.
Eye test. When you put your eyes on last year's squad in November or October and then into November, and you're putting the eye test on this team, is this one pass it better or is it about the same? I don't know.
It's hard to say, and I'm sure people would cringe because of what the results were of last year. I loved our offense a year ago right now just because of coming off a national championship and having whatever it was, 6 of the 9 guys back in our lineup and a lot of proven hitters. I think we have more power top to bottom offensively this year with some of the additions. But I would say, at least if I can go back to what my thoughts were a year ago right now, I would say similar confidence in us offensively. And I'm going to guess those guys would say they have a better feeling about our pitching depth right now, just because stuff we've talked about. We had a bunch of freshmen that had to throw last year because of the injuries, and they have a year under their belt. And so we kind of know what we're going to get out of those guys. They've been through the fire a little bit, which can only help. So yeah, I think collectively, both on both sides of the ball, I think we feel better about our depth than we did a year ago at this point.
He's Mike Clement, Ole Miss baseball hitting coach. You're the best, my friend. Thank you for doing this.
You got it, buddy. Anytime.
Hype up Spider-Man. Anybody
Okay.
could have been bitten by the spider. Is all I'm saying. You know
That's
what
right.
I mean?